Good afternoon, all my comic collecting friends. Hope everyone's doing well. It's Comic Order 410 here today, bringing you installment part 22 of my Keys variants and such. And today we're going to be looking at some magazines. Some of these you may have seen before, so I apologize about that. But starting off here, we have my copy of Superman 3 Dimension Adventures number 1. Has some problems up and down the spine here. It's not in the best shape, but I got this in a bulk collection I bought years back. Still happy to have it. It doesn't have the 3D glasses either. I believe this is from 1953, I want to say, 53 or 54. And just an awesome cover by the legendary Kurt Swan there. So I was happy to pick that up. This is Charles Solei's 27, issue number 1. And I believe this was 4-issue mini, 4 or 6. But it's a pretty good read, I think. And it's about this guitarist here. He's 27, and he's really worried because a lot of his idols like Jim Morrison, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Kurt Cobain, they all died when they were 27. He's worried the same is going to happen to him. And reading this, you can tell Charles Solei's a musician, but you can tell he's also like a fan of music, like a music historian, because there's just a lot of musical trivia and history and little Easter eggs in this book, and I think it's a really good read, especially if you're a musician. This is Detour number 1. I picked this up, it was in a dollar box. I picked it up because it was by Ed Brubaker, and I think he did the art too, but I know nothing else about it, and I haven't read it yet. Really like these Marvel Super Specials. Had some when I was a kid. This is Marvel Super Special number 3, their movie adaptation of Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and I really dig this beautiful painted cover. If I can get some focus, sorry. This beautiful cover here by Bob Larkin. Really nice. Big fan of that film. I also liked this film a lot when I was a kid. I got this in a dollar box. This is Marvel Super Special number 28, the Krull movie adaptation. This movie I also really liked. I was a big fan of this one as well when I was a kid, The Last Starfighter. And this is the Marvel adaptation of it, Marvel Super Special 31. And this cover's by Jackson Geese. Jackson Geese or Geis, however you say his name. He's been around a while. And I also got the January 1985 issue of Cinefantastique. I believe this is issue 15. And this also is has to do with The Last Starfighter. So pick that up. This is Marvel Comics Dune official comic book. And I believe it's Marvel Super Special 36, although it doesn't say it on the cover. But I remember not liking Dune when I saw it in the theater as a kid, and then years later I read about how they interfered with David Lynch's movie, and that's why he removed his name from the directorial slot in the credits, and years later they tried to put together a director's cut what they could, and I saw what the movie would have been, and it was a real shame, because the director's cut's way better. And I do enjoy that. So, pick this up. And the coolest thing, in my opinion, about this Dune official comic book is this gorgeous Dune cover by the great Bill Sienkiewicz. That's just awesome. He's great. Got this as well in a dollar box, just because I like this Ken Barr cover here. This is Planet Apes magazine number 12. It's actually in great shape, too. It's another reason I grabbed it. But like this cover here. Very cool. Seen a few people picking these up, and I saw these at a half price sale, and they're in really great shape, and a few of you pointed out how great the covers are on this, and I agree. This is Howard the Duck magazine number 1. Not sure who did this cover here. That's a nice painted cover there. Howard the Duck magazine number 2. Val Merrick did this one. Very nice. Pink background, you don't see that too much. Like this one, Howard the Duck magazine number 4. Really like the Marvel magazine logo from that period. But it's a Playboy homage here. J Pound, I'm not sure who that artist is. But yeah, need to get number 3 of this. And here's issue number 5, Howard the Duck, the Undead Duck. And they have Dracula by Bill Mantlo and Michael Golden. So, I guess that's why it looks like Dracula there. But got a great deal on those. Happy to have them. Next up, I'm a big fan of Mad Magazine. Sorry. I've showed this before. This is my copy of Mad magazine number 24, and it's in rough shape, but it's the first magazine-sized issue when they went to magazine size to avoid Comic Code Authority regulation in July of 1955. And the other thing of note here, if I can get some focus, it's the first use of What Me Worry in the little kind of Alfred E. Newman prototype up there. So that's another cool reason to have that. Here is Mad magazine number 27. If I can get some focus, I really think this Jack Davis jam cover here is just beautiful. So much going on. I'd love to see one of those, number coded maps to tell you who each person is, but it's really cool. And another thing about Mad number 27, it's the first Al Jaffe art on Mad magazine. So glad to have that one. Mad number 28. This is it's spring issue. And this is the last Kurtzman edited issue of Mad. He launched it. And I understand there's also 3 covers to this issue, 3 different covers. According to Overstreet, they're all worth the same, but you never know which one collectors are going to pay more for till they're all on the market for, recently. This is Mad magazine number 29. And glad to have this one because this is the first Don Martin artwork, and I'm a big fan of his work on Mad as well. Here we have Mad magazine number 31. Can't read who did this cover, but very cool Alfred E. Newman cover here, Mount Rushmore. Really like this cover as well. I'm going to have to look this up. I can't read his signature, and I should know who it is. But this is Mad 33. It's another spring issue. And I believe Joe Orlando did the back cover is a Reader's Digest calendar swipe by Joe Orlando. I should have pulled it out and shown that it's painted. It's pretty neat. But here's another neat Mad cover. This is issue 35, and it's a special 5th anniversary issue. Norman Mingo, there we go. That's who did the covers. I knew I should have known that. And again, just because of the time period, I don't know who a lot of these people are. I know Bambi, but I don't know who a lot of these people are. So, sure, I could name a few if I put my mind to it. Mad magazine number 40. Got the month day stamp on it. Kelly Freitas cover. And another... This is number 41, another Freitas cover here. The paint by numbers with Alfred E. Newman. Semi-famous cover here. And this is Cracked magazine number 1. And this was probably the most successful of the Mad magazine rip-offs or imitators. And you can just totally see the border and the cover setup is just a total swipe of Mad. So, gonna move over a bit here. These, very happy to have them, big Punisher fan. This is a Marvel Super Action featuring the Punisher. And I believe this is Bob Larkin. Yep, Bob Larkin did this cover here. This is one of 2 70s Punisher black and white Marvel mags. So, got that one. It's actually in pretty nice shape. And this one has some problems, but for what it is, this is in pretty nice shape. This is Marvel Preview number 2. This is the first telling of the Punisher's origin, and it's kind of sought after, and these are really hard to find in nice shape, these magazines. Has very small flaking on the edges there. It's a little bit of white showing. Tiny fox ear at the bottom. And little color breaking ding there at the bottom. But other than that, this copy is really nice. And this being, the first telling of the Punisher's origin, it's definitely the more sought after of the 2. And it's a beautiful gray Moro cover here. Really dig that. Here we have Spectacular Spider-Man magazines. These are from the late 60s. And so it definitely predates Spectacular Spider-Man and the comic. And has a 35-cent cover price here. Yep, 1968, the spine says. July of 1968. So this is issue 1. And I absolutely love these painted John Romita covers. These are masterpieces. I believe there's a 3rd issue, which I do not have. I need to upgrade this. This is a hard one to find in high grade. I think a lot of it has to do with this incredible John Romita Sr. painted cover on Spectacular Spider-Man Mag number 2. I just absolutely love this image. One of my favorites. Tales of the Zombie number 1. Love the Marvel Monsters Group price box there. And what an incredible painted masterpiece this is by the great Boris Vallejo. Very awesome. Got this at a half price sale too. It was really beat up, but I think I paid like $8 for this. This is the oversized super annual issue, Vampire Tales, annual 1. And incredible Bob Larkin Morbius cover here with the blood on the fangs, the terrified damsel reflected in his eyes. Really happy to get this. It's in rough shape, but it was cheap and I can read it finally. Been looking for this for a while just because I like the cover mainly. But this is Marvel Bizarre Adventures 27. And this is, not sure if this is Larkin or who did this cover. I'll have to look this up. But this is Secret Lives of the X-Men issue. And again, this was at a half price sale, so I got a really good deal on this issue. This one I've been looking for a while. Just wanted a decent copy. Didn't have to be near mint, but just a cover that displays nicely, because I've always admired this gorgeous Mike Kaluta cover to Unknown Worlds of Science Fiction, issue number 2. And that is just a beauty. War toy. I've always wanted a copy of this, so I was glad. Got this at the half price sale too, so I was really glad to pick this up because, you know, it's a pretty nice copy. This one's sort of rough. This is one of my favorite Marvel magazines of all time, Deadly Hands of Kung Fu. This is issue number 1. Incredible Bruce Lee cover by the incomparable Neil Adams. Big Bruce Lee fan, big Neil Adams fan, big fan of this series. This is Deadly Hands of Kung Fu issue number 3. Another great cover here by Neil Adams of Black Belt Jones and Bruce Lee kicking ass. Beautiful stuff by Neil. And this cover, who's this? Hull? I don't know. Not sure who did this cover, but this is Deadly Hands of Kung Fu number 10 with Iron Fist. And this is the first issue of Deadly Hands of Kung Fu I ever bought. I think I got this when I was like 7 or 8 years old, and it started my obsession with Bruce Lee and Kung Fu movies and martial arts films and stuff like that. It's a very good issue. Kind of beat up because I read it many times. Showed this before. This is in very nice shape. This is probably my favorite Neil Adams Deadly Hands cover. This is Deadly Hands of Kung Fu, issue number 14. And this is the tribute cover. The best there is. Bruce Lee, the Dragon Still Lives. This is the homage Neil did for Bruce when he died. And I got Neil to sign it last year for me at Baltimore Comic Con. We had a nice little talk about Bruce Lee. Neil's a big fan. Much respect. So, Tomb of Dracula, magazine number 1. This is an awesome shape. Got Franklin Gel up there as Dracula. And just an awesome, another beautiful Bob Larkin painting here of Dracula. Very cool. Love that cover as well. And I got that cheap and it's in great shape. This is the relaunch, the Marvel Magazine relaunch to Savage Tales number 1. And this cover is by Michael Golden, who's very nice. I believe he's still the art director at Marvel, but he's really nice. I met him. I think this is also, this is Michael Golden also. This is Nom Magazine number 1. It's the same cover as the regular comic book. This book was really hot in the 80s when it came out, really hot. Showed these recently too. Was very happy to find out about these and get good copies. This is comics book number 1, and it was a joint project by Stan Lee and Dennis Kitchen to get a lot of the underground comics artists of the late 60s, early 70s some work when their industry started having troubles. Their first mainstream published work, and it's a really cool piece of history in my opinion. And I showed number 1, number 2. These are gorgeous copies. I mean, these are very fine plus, and they're hard to find in nice shape. Some of them might even be near mint. Number 3. Number 3 is the one that has a crease up there at the top, but still very happy to have these. And as I said before, after Marvel stopped publishing these because of it caused internal conflict, they already had issue 4 and 5 done, but Stan canceled it at issue 3, so Dennis Kitchen went and he printed 4 and 5 himself. And I was lucky enough at a half-price sale find a pretty nice copy of comics book number 4 here. As you can see, this is not by Curtis, Marvel's imprint, KSE, Kitchen Sink Enterprises. So this is pretty much one of the first kitchen sink press books. And I was very happy to get this, 90 number 5. Got this not in bad shape, and I think it was $8 and got half price, paid $4 for this. I didn't know what it was, so maybe this guy didn't either. So very happy to have those. And thank you all for stopping by. As always, I appreciate your time. Thank you for checking out my magazines. Everyone, take care of yourselves, take care of your family and each other, and enjoy your comic book reading.